Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to give you guys a quick update on the channel itself and future plans for the channel. So big news, I sold my F80 M3. Sold it about 2 weeks ago to a close buddy of mine, and it's going to a good home who the new owner is definitely going to be taking care of it very well. Pretty much leaving right where I left off. It's my buddy Danny. Danny's not a cheapskate. Danny's not, how would you describe him? He's just gonna make sure the car's taken care of very well, making sure it gets everything it needs, everything it was supposed to get, and carry on with the plan for that car. So if you guys want to follow him, his Instagram is at StockXGarage. And yeah, it'll be entertaining. The good thing about having it sold to a close friend is that I'm still going to see the car very often, and I'm probably going to end up covering the upgrades that he does to the car, and I'm probably still going to drive it whenever I go back home. So it's not too crazy, or it's not like I'm selling it across the country and I'll never see it again. It's definitely staying within my close group of friends, which is always a good thing. So yeah, he knows about the car very well. He knows what it's capable of. He knows he's actually never driven that car, which is crazy because we've done so many track days where we switch cars, but he's never driven the F80. So but he knows that that car was definitely well taken care of and has been modded the right way, especially for track abuse. So it's still going to remain a track car. It's still going to compete in Bimmer Challenge. I'm not sure if it's going to see another event this year at Bimmer Challenge, but I'm sure next year he'll be competing with it just because, yeah, I mean, it's an M3. It's a B2 winning car, you know, so it definitely should be in Bimmer Challenge. And I know he's got some interest in competing and trying to win some events as well. So yeah, there you go. So now I'm going to cover why I sold the car. I sold the car because I'm actually going to move to Brazil. So I've been here a few times now, and my girlfriend is from out here. She has family out here, all her mom, her brothers and sisters, all of them out here. So yeah, I'm going to come live out here probably for a couple of years, and for that reason alone, it didn't make any sense to have all these cars either taking up space in my garage back home or at shops, paying rental fees, paying insurance on them. So it just didn't make sense to do all that. So I figured the first car to go would need to be the F80 M3 because I feel like the other two cars I have, the E46 and the GT3, are special. The E46 M3 is not necessarily my favorite car in my garage. Give me 1 second. The E46 M3 is definitely not my favorite car of my garage. It's the least favorite. It's probably the least favorite M car that I've ever owned. But it looks good. And it's Laguna Seca Blue on LMs, on with ITB trumpets. You know, yeah, it does have dove gray interior, which is shitty. Nobody likes that. But knowing that it's Laguna Seca Blue, E46 M3, the numbers are really just dwindling of good examples of them and how clean of an example mine is. I think that it would best be kept in my garage. So that's why I decided to keep that over the F80 M3. The GT3, I mean, does it really need to, does anything really need to be said about that car? It's fucking amazing. A GT3 is pretty much any Euro car lover's dream, and yeah, it's been my dream car since I was a kid, and it's still my dream car even though I fucking own it. It's really crazy, but yeah, I am still uncertain on that car if I'm going to end up keeping it or selling it. Obviously, it has no rear bumper right now. I'm still waiting on insurance to come through and finally fix my fucking bumper. The one thing that I'm having issues with that is just getting the bumper here to the States. So the bumper has to come from Germany. It's was a 4-month wait is what I'm told, and now I'm still waiting, and it's been over 4 months now. So Yeah, that's kind of where that's at. I can't really sell the car until I have a rear bumper, unless I want to take like a fucking $8,000 ding on the sale price. So I'm not really a fan of losing $8,000 on something that my insurance was going to cover anyways. So I'll just wait it out. It's not a big deal, and then decide if I want to sell it from there. If I did decide to sell it, I would definitely remove all the parts that I have on it and keep it until I move back to the States, pick up another GT3 or an RS, and throw all those parts back in that car. So we're talking MCS two-way suspension, my roll cage, my harnesses, my Dundon crack pipe and race headers, and if M Engineering would let me keep my tune, I would definitely do that. I'd keep my license. So yeah, the only thing that I would definitely part out and sell would be the seats. If you guys don't know, I have the Euro bucket seats. Give me one sec. I have the Euro bucket seats, and those are about those go on the used market for about anywhere from 12 to 16 grand in the US. So, and mine are not original to the car. Like I said, I bought those overseas and had them imported here. I would definitely sell those and put back the OEM seats in the car, just because I feel like the next buyer would definitely want the OEM seats over the carbon fiber buckets. You got to really think about your market that you're selling to. Porsche guys are really nitpicky, really want their shit OEM, all kind of purist type guys, which to me is a fucking joke, but you know, to the Porsche community, it's a very serious thing. So if I want to make money and top dollar, then I need to put those OEM seats back in the car. It's a no-brainer. So that'll happen, but if I sell the car. So yeah, still up in the air, still trying to figure out what I want to do, and plan the next move and then go from there. But for the next 2 years here in Brazil, the plan is not to buy a car here. I'm not going to own any cars here in Brazil. If I do, it'll probably be just some cheap commuter car. My girlfriend already owns a car, and yeah, that's more than enough for us. Sao Paulo is a really big city. Ubers are super cheap. For lunch, I paid a total of 16 reals to go to lunch and back. 16 reals is like what? Almost $4, maybe $4. So it's like dirt cheap. Sometimes when traffic is dead and there's nobody around, you know, you get to find an Uber for, you know, 6-8 reals round trip, and that's like $2. So it's nothing. So yeah, we'll see. But automotive related, I am going to go to Interlagos a lot. You'll see me at different tracks. I'm going to be recording different tracks. I may be even competing wheel to wheel like I did previously. And I definitely 100% will be getting into karting. I have buddies from the US who are Brazilian, who are from Sao Paulo, that moved to the States. And I've been in contact with them about who to talk to about getting into karting, what shops to start going to, what connections to start making in order to move to Brazil and have this be a smooth transition to where I can go straight into karting, pick it up, start learning for the next 2 years, and become a better driver that way. So yeah, that is the extent to my you know, the next 2 years pretty much of what I'll be doing. Is just a lot of karting, a lot of competitive karting, and I really think that's going to pay dividends on my driving as well. I think when I move back to the States and finally pick up a car or something, you know, even if it's just for a high performance track day, I think it's definitely going to affect my skill and have a profound increase on what I'm capable of doing as a driver. So yeah, I am really excited to be out here. I love this fucking city. I love Brazil. Brazil is Sao Paulo. The nicer parts, of course, are very similar to the US, and without most of the bullshit that I don't like about the US. So I don't want to get political, or, you know, that's not my thing. I'm not a very political person anyways. So but just Brazil just has a lot to offer that I love, and yeah, that's pretty much the plan here, is just live here for the next 1.5 to 2 years. So if you you guys have any questions on anything about the car, about the future plans for the video, or about my journey itself, please drop it in the comment section below and I will get back to it as soon as possible. Other than that, I hope you guys have a good one. Later.